What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns back on another Sunday with a new rant video. It seems like this is becoming a tradition, me getting up on my soapbox, my pulpit, and ranting about this or that concerning Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, last week we took a little break to do the 500 subs video, and in the video I asked for your suggestions on future video ideas that I could do, and Delinquent had an idea regarding spawn system. Now, I didn't entirely understand what he was talking about till we gamed a few nights ago on Grand Theft Auto Online, as we usually do, and what he was referring to is how bad the spawn system has gotten in Grand Theft Auto Online since the Heist update. Now, as you know, a lot of the toys that we get are via Pegasus. You buy them off of Warstock or Doc Tees or some of the other sites, but in order to access them, you cannot put them in a garage. You have to call up Pegasus, which costs 200 bucks a pop, which really isn't that much money in the game. But then you go to a helipad, you go to an airfield, and just as you get there, your jet, your helicopter despawns. The good news is you get your $200 back and an apology from Pegasus, but at the same time, it does seem like the despawn issue has gotten worse, not better, since the launch of Heist. Now, there are many things that gamers love and hate about Grand Theft Auto Online, and to Rockstar's credit, they have worked hard to improve a lot of things and have made the game way better than it was back on launch day, October 2013. I know because I was there. Now, as most of you know, in my rant videos, I just don't go off one-sided. I try and play it down the middle, talk about the pros, the cons, and what needs to be done, in my opinion, and of course your opinions below in the comment section, in order to fix these issues concerning Grand Theft Auto Online. This time, however, I gotta say, Pegasus needs some serious fixing. Sadly, this is perhaps the biggest problem that most gamers have with Grand Theft Auto Online. Those that I've gamed with, those that have left comments and messages, and of course various other YouTube channels that I've seen comments about. Most of the time on the various comments and forums, people are complaining about Pegasus, and for good reason, because there's a nice long list of problems with it. And like a snowball rolling down a rant hill, it just got bigger and bigger the longer Delinquent and I talked about it the other night. And there's so many issues that we're going to talk about. I'm going to hopefully cover most of them. And if I miss anything, let me know below in the comment section what you think, in your opinion, Rockstar needs to do to improve Pegasus, along with my list. First off, we talked about the despawn issue. It seems like that is a growing concern, and Rockstar seriously needs to rectify it. Yes, we get our $200 back. Look, I'm a realist. I do not expect the spawn issue to be resolved 100%. I know that every now and then something's going to happen and your tank, your helicopter, your Hydra is just going to despawn. But it's happening at such an alarming rate now. Well, from my own experience and Delinquents and a few others, that it seriously needs to be addressed and dealt with. So hopefully Rockstar's working on the despawn issue concerning Pegasus vehicles. And one of my friends and fellow Crow Club crewmates, Blood Talks, actually had a really fantastic idea back in Top 5 Ideas 10.0 as an alternative to the spawn locations for Pegasus. You can still use the spawn locations, but instead of paying $200 for it to maybe spawn at the helipad or maybe spawn at the airfield or the random locations the tanks spawn at, what if you could actually go to Pegasus garage or hangar down at Los Santos International? And if you want to know more about that idea, be sure and check out Top 5 Ideas 10.0. I think it would be a good alternative option for us concerning the acquisition of Pegasus vehicles whenever we need our tank, our helicopter, a jet, etc. Now, concerning spawn locations, I think we need more spawn locations, not less. They seem very limited. And I definitely think that Rockstar, especially for ground vehicles like the tank, the Insurgent pickup, the Technical, we need a few more spots where we can go and pick up those vehicles. So along with a Pegasus garage and hangar, more spawn locations around the map. And on top of that, I would like to see the helipads on top of buildings being used. Now, there's another YouTuber out there that has mentioned this several times, and it's actually a really good idea. using the helipads on top of the high-end apartments, similar to Saints Row the Third, where you can go up to the helipad and you can simply access the helicopter that you want to use and just take off from your apartment. The only problem with this idea is there is only one high-end apartment in the game currently that has a helipad, and that is Richard's Majestic. So Rockstar would have to go back and retweak the tops of all the high-end apartments like Tinsel Towers, Eclipse, Weasel, and the rest of them. If it was even possible, it would still be a really cool perk to have when you purchase a high-end apartment. Not only the 10-car garage, but also the ability to access your Pegasus helicopter at the very top of your building. So it's a good idea, but obviously one that currently cannot work unless Rockstar goes and does some serious reworking to all the high-end apartment buildings. Speaking of the helipad spawn location, just a small issue. I really think the Hydra should also be spawnable at the helipads across the map, because obviously it's a veto. It can vertically take off from the helipad, so I don't know why Rockstar doesn't have that as one of the options for the Hydra. I mean, I get that it's a jet, but it's more than just a jet. It's a jump jet, it's a veto, so it too should spawn at the helipads as well, and not just the airfields like Los Santos International, Sandy Shores, Grapeseed. By the way, I really wish Rockstar had an airfield up at Paleto Bay. It is bigger than Grapeseed. It's bigger than Sandy Shores. Paleto Bay deserves its own airfield, so we could spawn planes and jets up there too. But like with having helipads on top of the rest of the high-end apartments, that's just going to be a lot of work for Rockstar to do. They'd have to go in and rework the map itself, add an airstrip similar to the one in Grapeseed. Maybe instead of dirt, it would actually be paved, but I don't really see it happening, mainly because that would require a lot of reworking on the map, just like with the helipads on top of the high-end apartments. But a girl can dream, right? Okay, so the next issue concerning Pegasus is the vehicles themselves. Now, whenever you purchase Pegasus vehicles, sometimes you like what you get. Sometimes you fall in love with your tank like I did for Misadventures Monday, your Buzzard, your Savage. Then every now and then you purchase a Pegasus vehicle that gives you, well, buyer's remorse. And you would like to be able to sell that vehicle in order to get maybe half of your money back. That would be nice, but alas, you cannot. So everybody that bought the Hydra for $3 million that would like to sell it and get, say, $1.5 million back, they can't. They're screwed. And a lot of people have filled up their phone with numerous Pegasus vehicles that they no longer use. And like Delinquent and so many others, they would like the ability to not only clean up their phone, but get a little money back in their pocket. And furthermore, speaking of the phone category, or lack thereof, my friend crewmate Delinquent submitted a really good idea, Top 5 Ideas 7.0. You can check that video out as well. In fact, go back and watch the entire Top 5 playlist. Some great ideas on there, and coming soon, within a few weeks, I'm going to do a best top 5 ideas video. That's probably going to come in like 2 weeks from now. Anyways, Delinquent's idea regarding the Pegasus categories on the phone, he would like to see, say, jets, helicopters, boats, military, off-road, miscellaneous. Very similar to how we have the wardrobe option in our apartments. Now you can pick out whether you want to go into tops or pants, shoes, accessories. I think that would be brilliant if we could just pull up the Pegasus phone and then click on helicopters. That would pull up all the helicopters you own, like I own several, like the Buzzard, the Savage, the Valkyrie, instead of having this list of vehicles I have to browse through. So that's definitely something I would like to see improved regarding how the vehicles are categorized via the phone when you call up Pegasus. And speaking of the Pegasus vehicles, Rockstar did add a new feature to the Pegasus category with the heist update that I personally do not like. And I kind of understand why they made this a thing regarding Pegasus vehicles, because sometimes you call up a Pegasus vehicle and some a-hole beats you to your tank or to your helicopter and they fly off with it. Now, Pegasus will tell you it's been stolen, but until it's destroyed, there's really nothing much that can be done about it. What happens now is if they fly or drive too far away from you, it automatically locks up and basically dies. So if somebody did steal your jet or your helicopter, it would eventually crash because they got too far away from you. However, the problem also happens when you're letting one of your friends or crewmates, or in my case, viewers, fans, and subscribers, play with your Pegasus toys. And what will happen is I'll let somebody fly my Hydra or my Savage or my Valkyrie or use the Technical or the Insurgent. They get too far away and it locks up. Despite the fact that they're a friend or a crewmate, it still happens. Now, a solution to this problem is to simply give vehicle access options in the inventory screen, very similar to how we have personal vehicles. Just go into the inventory screen and go down to Pegasus Vehicles and then just select who you want to have access to your vehicle. Crewmates and friends, they have the ability to drive and fly your Pegasus vehicles. You could also have the ability to set it to everyone, passengers only, or no one. I think the inventory screen would be a much better route, solution to the problem of players stealing other players' Pegasus vehicles. That way, like with your personal ride, you could dictate who gets to ride in your vehicle and whether or not they get to drive it or not. Now, in the event that Rockstar actually does something about most of the issues that we brought up in today's rant, I do have some additional things I would like to see, and I think you would too. Some further customization options regarding Pegasus vehicles. For example, some vehicles have different liveries and skins on them. For example, the Marshall Monster Truck. Before you purchase it, you get to pick between 25 different countries: the US, Scotland, UK, Germany, France, not the Netherlands, sorry, Blood Talks, etc. The same thing should go for some of the other Pegasus vehicles. Maybe not to that degree, but at least a couple options, like for example with the Tank, the Hydra, Buzzard, Savage, Insurgent, Pickup, and of course the Annihilator, Technical, and the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie obviously has 3 variations as well, but it's random. You can't select which version of the Valkyrie you want. It just randomly spawns at the helipad. But it'd be cool if you had the ability to say, okay, I want the White Spade, or I want one of the chicks on the front. See, that would be really sweet. But the different variations I would like to see, the liveries, the skins for all these vehicles I mentioned, maybe like a navy blue, an urban gray, a desert look, a World War II green. Black Ops Stealth would be kind of cool, making a full black tank, a black Hydra. That would be awesome. Or the ability to have your crew color as one of the skins for your vehicle. And if you think that is impossible, then go and do a race right now. Go and do an air race, pick out the Besra, pick out the Savage, pick out the Buzzard, and you will have the ability to pick between various color options. So if you can do that in a race, if I can go into, say, an episode of Racing Badly with a purple Savage, then why can I not have a purple Savage whenever I call it up via Pegasus? Which, by the way, is the official color of the Crow Club that Blood Talks, Delinquent, myself, and several others belong to, and you can as well, linked below in the description section. And the final thing I would like to see is some upgrades, specifically to the Buzzard attack helicopter and Annihilator. I want an ammo upgrade for both vehicles, especially the Buzzard because I currently own the Buzzard, and I would like some explosive ammo. You know, like what the Laser and the Savage and the Hydra have. Yeah, I would like the ability to have that in my Buzzard as well. And there you have it, issues and critiques as well as ideas and solutions how to improve Pegasus. Hopefully somehow Rockstar will come across this, one of their interns, and maybe they'll send it up the food chain. But if you have any additional ideas to add, feel free and list them below in the comments section.